Hello everyone, welcome to a video about what to play on the first 4 bars of a jazz blues. Let's go! You might wonder about the odd subject for this video, but I have a very good reason for it. Imagine going to a jazz jam session and it's time to pick out a song. Now there's basically 3 categories from which to pick. Let's say we talk about swing, so there's no Latin rhythms, no straight 8th notes, just swing tunes. Now these 3 categories will be either standards, rhythm changes or blues. And now you might think, well that's weird because why is a blues not a standard? Or why is a famous rhythm changes tune like I Got Rhythm not a standard? Well, they are of course standards, and there's a couple of blueses that you could consider standards, but still we make this division, and probably one of the reasons is that the approach to playing a blues is its own thing, just like the approach to playing rhythm changes. And the approach to playing standards is another thing. Now there's overlap, there's stuff you can play on tunes from all 3 categories, but in general you need to practice those 3 approaches separately. So I already made a video about what to play on rhythm changes. I made several, but I will link the most recent one in the description. But I never made a video specifically about playing a jazz blues. I made many videos about blues licks, blues phrases, and I will link one such video in the description as well, but not about the blues form. And the blues form consists of 12 bars. And my idea was to make 3 videos, one on the first 4 bars, one on the second 4 bars, and one on the third 4 bars. Now, if you're familiar with the jazz blues form, you might wonder about why would I make a video about the third 4 bars, because it's just a 2-5-1, and you already made many videos about 2-5-1s. That is correct, but the final 4 bars of a blues is not a regular 2-5-1. Instead, it resolves to a dominant chord. So in F you would get G minor 7, C7, and now not F6 or F major 7, but F7. So that also requires a different approach. In short, I think it will be interesting to make these videos. So today we're going to start with the first 4 bars. And there are different chords you could play, but the most basic ones probably would be 1 bar F7, 1 bar B flat 7, and then 2 bars of F7. And then the second 4 bars would be B flat 7. But we're focusing on the first 4 bars. Now there's a lot of stuff you could play. You could play blues licks, you could play arpeggios, you could play scales. But I was looking for phrases that have a particular quality or several qualities. And the first one is that it connects the 4th bar to the next bar. So the F7 in the 4th bar connecting to the B flat 7. I wanted something that connected those 2 bars. You don't have to do that. You could play a line or a phrase that lasts 4 bars and then start a new one in the 5th bar. But for this video, I wanted something that connects that 4th bar F7 to the 5th bar B flat 7. And another thing I was looking for was either the line is very interesting harmonically, or it has lots of twists and turns because it goes multiple directions, maybe arpeggios mixed with scales or large intervals. Or I was looking for a line that is very ear-catching because it's a nice motive or a quote, something like that. And for this video, I selected 10 phrases from the blues transcriptions I made over the years. And I arranged them in a sort of top 10. Now, it's not really a top 10. I'm not going to say that the number 1 phrase is the best one. They're all nice, but I just put them in an order that I think fits a top 10. Even though you might disagree. I might even disagree with myself if I listen back. But I needed to find an order for this video, so I went with top 10. Now, the original players of these phrases are very different. It's from many different transcriptions, from guitar players, but also horn players. Sometimes I don't even know the original solo player because I have a PDF with lots of phrases. And way back I didn't notate the original artist because I thought I would remember, but I don't. This video will just be the 10 licks. There will be no tap, but I will play every lick slowly and then I will play the lick inside of an improv, so you can hear it in context. But if you want the tab and the explanations of each phrase, because these phrases have a lot of ideas that you could use separately from the licks. Of course, you could play them verbatim, and I recommend doing that, but you could also just practice the ideas and make different combinations. So I will make a video about those subjects later this week for my patrons over at patreon.com. So if you go there and you join there at the €10 tier, you will have access to that video, and you will have access to a PDF with all these phrases transcribed, both in notes and tab. So here we go, starting with number 10, ending with number 1. I promise not to talk in this video, but I think it's time to say some words about the sponsor of this video, which is my book, the Van Hemert System. It is a jazz guitar educational book which starts from being a beginner at jazz to quite an advanced level. And instead of talking about it now, I'm just gonna play for you the commercial I recorded last year. And right after the commercial, we're gonna continue with phrase number 5. Hello everyone, you just listened to a jazz guitar solo on the chords of the tune Ergin. If you are a guitar player and you always wanted to play jazz but had no idea where to start, I have a solution for you. I just released a book called The Van-Hemert System, which describes the system I used myself to learn how to improvise, like you just heard. The methodology is completely based on learning a couple of shapes across the guitar neck that will enable you to improvise on every jazz standard you can think of. Of course, it's gonna take a while to become proficient at playing those shapes and how to apply them, but you don't have to learn anything else. No music theory, no scales, no arpeggios, no fretboard identification, no ear training, just learning those shapes and how to apply them. That's what I did myself, and you just saw the result. If you are interested in learning to play jazz guitar like that, and you are in the US, order my book in the web store of jungleguitars.com. And if you are in Europe, send a mail to this email address. Bye! That was it for this video, all 10 phrases played slowly and in improvs. And I hope you enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun for me to collect them, to practice them and to play them. Again, if you want access to the tab and another exclusive video, check out my Patreon. And if you liked the video, please give it a like, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon, all the good stuff. And hopefully I will see you in the next video on Patreon perhaps, or right here on YouTube. Bye!